The Saudi Comedy Festival. Ooh, okay. Real Madrid got back to winning ways against Villarreal in the league today, but I want to touch on the Saudi Comedy Festival. Now, it's my channel, it's a football channel, but I can go off on tangents if I want. Who cares? It's not like anyone's listening anyway. If you're not interested in comedy, probably skip the intro because this won't be of interest to you. But if you are interested in stand up comedy, you might have noticed that there is a big festival happening at the moment in Saudi Arabia where some of the biggest comics in the world have been paid a lot of money to go and perform, and it's upset quite a lot of people for different reasons, for ethics and for morals. I'm not going to get into that because I don't really have strong opinions either way, and it's a football channel. It's not like anyone cares about my opinion, but it has been disappointing to me to see the likes of Bill Burr, Louis C.K. I mean, I'm very well aware I look like Bill Burr, by the way. I mean, that hasn't stopped me from being a fan of his, even if he could be my dad. Pete Davidson. Who invited Pete Davidson? I mean, does anyone else find him not funny? I don't get why people find him funny, but anyway, there's a lot of comedians on this list, and my real problem with this comedy festival is they've had to sign documents to literally say they're not going to joke about this, they're not going to talk about this, and I can't imagine Bill Hicks taking this deal. I can't imagine George Carlin taking this deal. And I've admired some of these comedians for a long time, and it's a gut punch, you know, because you just felt like, I don't know, we've kind of put comedians, at least I do, I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, in a different pedestal to celebrities, politicians, you know, and I don't know. I mean, I maybe I'm a hypocrite. I've never been offered $1 million to go and do anything. So, you know, let's get back to the football, shall we? So I shall put the starting 11 then up here on the screen for you. And I was quite impressed with the starting 11. I've got to say, even though Bellingham's back, I was very worried that Gulu was going to get dropped. But I think this midfield with Ceballos, Gulu and Tchouameni has got a very nice balance to it. And I thought we controlled the game pretty well. Obviously, Valverde started at right back because we don't have any right backs fit. Franco continues to keep his place over Rodrigo and Brahim Diaz on that right wing, which is quite remarkable, but he's deserved it. And yeah, I've got to say, I was quite happy with this starting lineup. So then we began the first half, and honestly, it was a bit meh. I mean, I don't know. There was just a lack of. I thought we controlled the game very well. There was a period, I think, in the first half where we had like 72% possession at one point, and I thought we would. I think that midfield has got a really nice balance to it. We control the game well. It's also got a bit of flair to it. Defensively, it's quite strong. I like that combination, but from the rest of the team, I just thought we didn't really create much. I thought Franco looked lively on that right wing. He put a lot of energy in. The one thing I like about him is he works his arse off defending. I mean, he really does. He's a true two-way winger, which at 18, I mean, that is the least you'd expect a winger to run. But I thought that, you know, Mbappe looked a bit off, Vini was off. We just didn't really create much. And I really don't like where sometimes we don't have a single player in the opposition's box, even just occupying the defenders. I think sometimes it's so easy and predictable to mark us out the game because Vini and Mbappe both operate in that same place. And there's just no one in the box. And we're just so easy to defend against. So, yeah, I thought the first half, not much happened, really. It was kind of tame. We didn't really get much attacking threat from Valverde or Carreras either. I thought we were very predictable. We would often circulate the ball around, making one-touch passing, playing it backwards, and eventually we'd hit it out wide for Vinicius to try and beat two or three players. It was very uninspiring, that first half, and we need to do better. I mean, Villarreal are a good team, but they're not Barcelona, they're not Liverpool, they're not Atletico even, and we didn't dominate Villarreal. So I'm really worried going into the big games because this team just is still missing something. And this isn't to downplay Villarreal. They're third in the league. They're having a good season. They've got good players, a good manager. I'm well aware of that. To score 3 goals against them is a good result. I will say, though, that I don't think the red card was fair on the Villarreal player in the second half. And even going down to 10 men, they were still able to create some opportunities in that second half. So the reason I'm reserved to praise the team is I don't like to. I try and be as objective as I can, and sometimes just looking at a result is very lazy. And last season we lost against Arsenal, we lost against Liverpool, we lost against Barcelona. We only just beat Atletico on penalties. The only big team I think we beat was Man City. So I'm still waiting for us to take a big team. And Villarreal are a good team and dominate them and destroy them. And I've yet to see that really. So that's why I still think this team is lacking something. Now, as the second half started, we looked much better, a lot more fresh. Vini really came into his own in that second half, got 2 goals. I don't want to see him taking penalties. He got pretty lucky with his penalty. I don't think he's a great penalty taker. It's nice of Mbappe to give him that, but yeah, please from now on, Mbappe take the penalties. I thought Xabi Alonso's subs in the second half were all impactful. There's a lovely sunset going on outside. Let me show you. Let me show you guys this. Look at that. This is Santiago. Beautiful. Enough with the weird tangents, Aaron. I thought all of his subs were fantastic in the second half. Bellingham looked brilliant. I thought Camavinga, I mean, when Camavinga slide tackles, I don't know if I've ever seen someone do such a cobra-like slide tackle as Camavinga. I mean, he can make the most insane lunges with his legs. When he gets it wrong, Jesus, he's riding a very tight rope. But when he gets it right, it's a work of art. He's one of the best slide tacklers I've ever seen. And Bellingham, I thought Bellingham was fantastic. This is the Bellingham that can take us to another level. The problem is both him and Camavinga, to be honest, they're not positionally very disciplined. And I don't want Bellingham to be. As soon as Bellingham's on the pitch, he's looking to score goals, and that's his best strength. Every time the ball went wide, Bellingham is crashing into that box. Something Mbappe doesn't do, Vini doesn't do. So it's fantastic having that. And he almost scored a couple of times right after coming on. It was him that made the sliding tackle for the 3rd goal. Brahim's a strange player because off the bench, Brahim is fantastic. He always, well, not always, but he often contributes off the bench. When he starts games, he's quite anonymous. Very strange. He's a perfect impact player to have off the bench. But yeah, I thought the subs brought a lot of energy to the team. We didn't get to see the defence tested too much airily. I want to touch on this a little bit. Now, I was thinking about this during the game because I wanted to see Huijsen, Militao, Carreras tested in the air the way Atletico did. But not many teams play like Atletico. And maybe, I suppose that's lucky for us because they really expose a lot of weaknesses for us. But also, it's not really going to give our defence an opportunity to practice a lot of crossing defending, set-piece defending. Because it's rare you're going to come up against a team as good as Arsenal or as good as Atletico at doing this. And I suppose that's got positives and negatives to it. But yeah, I still... There's a lot of holes in this team where I'm not sure what level we're at yet. And defensively, I think it's one of our biggest weaknesses yet. Because although Huijsen has been great, there's still question marks with him. In this game, he often tries to hit passes that aren't on. He still looks a little bit scared sometimes when it goes into challenges or dominating. He's a big guy, but I don't get the same kind of confidence as I did with like a Sergio Ramos in defence in terms of like him throwing himself on the edge of or the end of any challenge. There was a point in the second half where a Villarreal player took a shot and he was trying to close him down, but he kind of pulled out a little bit. I don't want to see that from him. He's still very young, so I want to make sure I make that clear that I think he's got a really high ceiling. But yeah, I'm still very unsure yet. Maybe when Rudiger gets back, our defence will look a little bit better. But yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough, so I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thanks for watching, everyone. A good victory today, if not a dominant victory, but a good victory against a good team. We've got the international break now. It looks like there's a few news of some injuries coming in after this game. Obviously, Mbappe limped off there in this game. Franco apparently has got a bit of a muscle strain. Hopefully, they're just a few knocks. We've got the international break now, so hopefully, especially Mbappe, we cannot afford him to get injured at the moment. He's probably been our best player this season, along with Gula, I think, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's going to be a few weeks now without any videos, I suppose. But thanks for watching. The UFC is also on tonight, so enjoy that for anyone who's a UFC fan. See you soon, guys. Ciao.